Zondervan presents Who Speaks to Your Heart? Tuning in to hear God's Whispers by Stacy Hawkins Adams. Read by Connie Wetzell. To women everywhere who yearn to recognize God's voice, to serve the Creator more fully, and in the process to embrace their authentic selves. Introduction. Years ago, when I was trying to decide whether my dream of becoming a professional writer was a long shot for a shy, small-town Southern girl, God spoke to my heart that since He had placed the desire there, it was a worthy calling to pursue. Never mind that I didn't personally know authors or journalists who could guide me to success. And never mind the doubt I sometimes encountered when I shared my aspirations with others. Very few people openly questioned my goals, but in some of their expressions I read their disbelief, the kind of disbelief one possesses when a petite child declares plans to play professional basketball, or an off-key singer, like myself, insists she'll be the next big musical sensation. God didn't speak to me through a burning bush or through an angel bearing a scroll. There was just this knowing, this belief that He wouldn't have planted seeds inside me that He didn't intend to nurture. This confidence blossomed as I grew older and matured in my faith. I learned to make time to listen to God after I prayed, and to find the courage to hear what God was saying to my spirit through other people and through His divine word, the Bible. For every person who expressed doubt about my career choice, there was another who read my poems, short stories, and articles and believed that my words were entertaining or inspiring enough to be shared with the world. They urged me to keep writing, to dream big, and to do whatever it would take to succeed. Those voices served as guideposts along my path, helping me move forward whenever I questioned my abilities and whether my goal was practical. They also provided the encouragement I needed to trust my feelings. I came alive when I put words and characters on paper. I knew I had to honor what I was experiencing. I had been involved in church my entire life and had publicly declared my belief in Christ the summer I turned 8, but during my teens, I found myself more curious than ever about the Bible and the answers it might hold for my modern-day life. I remember wondering how scriptures written so long ago could be relevant to anything I was facing in high school. Sure, I was active in my church, and I prayed regularly. I believed that Jesus loved me. Yet I wrestled with what loving Him back would cost me, and with whether I would have the courage to give up or pursue whatever God might ask of me. I struggled to wrap my brain around messages in the Bible that declared that a God I couldn't see or touch had the time and interest to single me out from the millions of other people who wanted love, attention, and help. And if He were willing to do that, I wondered why. What made me special enough to be noticed? What makes any of us that valuable? I discovered that when I sincerely asked Him which of the paths I was considering would please Him, the more I received His guidance, the more I allowed Him to lead me, the more I began to know His voice. These days, when I look back on that long-ago period of questioning, and when I consider the mountaintop and valley experiences that God has consistently shared with me, I'm humbled to realize in just how many ways He has spoken throughout my life, even when I wasn't ready to pinpoint Him as the source. God's wisdom now guides me so often as a busy wife, mother, and writer that I am surprised by the wonder I feel when I see His fingerprints on my life. I have learned to trust that He's always working on my behalf, no matter how things look. Yet I'm still occasionally caught off guard by how creatively He does it. Most of what others consider lucky breaks, fortunate circumstances, wishes granted, or even miracles, are kisses from God. These blessings are reminders that our hopes, our dreams, and even our fears and frustrations are safe with our heavenly Creator. When no one else can relate to the days you want to hide out under the covers until a storm passes, or shout from the rooftops when you've achieved a sought-after accomplishment, or press a rewind or fast-forward button to shift your life from a period of stagnation or uncertainty, God is gently tapping on your heart's door. He's sending messages through the scriptures, through strangers, and in numerous other ways to remind you that He is ever loving and ever present.